In Module 14, we're going to talk about product costs. More specifically, what are the product costs? What are two types of costing systems? How do you calculate and apply overhead to the jobs? What is the cost of goods manufactured schedule? And how do we have costing in service industries? So I want to dispel the concept that this type of thing applies only to manufacturing. Service industries also use cost accounting. First, we break our product cost down into three basic categories. Direct labor, that can be traced directly to the job. These are the people that actually have put their hands on the product itself to make it or operate a piece of equipment that's making the product. Direct material, that can be traced directly to the job with a bill of materials. And then manufacturing overhead, which must be allocated on a predetermined rate. So you cannot trace manufacturing overhead directly to the job. There are two types of costing systems we use, job costing and process costing. And all companies will use one or the other of these two types of costing systems. Job costing is used where you can specifically identify with the job. You'll find it being used in a machine shop, where somebody brings in a particular item that they want machined, or in house construction. A contractor's building a house. That is a job. You can identify all the costs for that particular unit. Or a cabinet shop. Let's say you're making a cabinet shop and somebody comes in and says, I want you to build a set of cabinets for my kitchen. That is a job. So the cost can be assigned directly to that specific job, which is also referred to sometimes as the job objective. This is the most common type of costing because it's used by a wide variety of small firms. As already mentioned, machine shops, home construction, cabinets, repair shops, things of that nature. The second type of costing is called process costing. This is used where the product is manufactured as it moves through a process from one step or department to the next. And we measure these costs in terms of some common denominator, such as pounds, gallons, units. So the costs are assigned to this common denominator in terms of batches as it moves from one department to the next. It's used widely in manufacturing or large processing situations. So if we look at, for example, food processing, if you see, for example, go to a potato processing plant and watch them take a potato and turn it into French fries. As it moves from one department to the next, the potato is sorted, then it's peeled, and then it's cut into pieces, and then it's fried, and then it's boxed. Same with refineries. You bring crude oil in, and it goes through several stages to make stove oil and diesel and various grades of gasoline. Sawmills, you bring in a log and you cut the log up, and then it goes through a planer and it's graded and things of that nature. Paper manufacturing, even automobile manufacturing. You move the chassis through on a particular chain or from department to department. Now, if you're Rolls-Royce, this is not true. If you're Rolls-Royce, you manufacture your automobiles on a job basis because the Rolls-Royces are specifically built for one customer to some specification. Computer assembly. As we put a computer together, it's moved from department to department. The memory board is built, and then the various components are put into it, and then it's put into a case, and then it's boxed for shipment and so forth. So that's all process costing.